Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here and welcome back to another crypto video. And today I only have an update for you guys on XRP, or rather I have a little mindset change for all of you. If you think that this game of crypto, or rather of XRP slash Ripple is fair, well, I want you to rethink that. And what I'm talking about, guys, is that Ripple, the company primarily behind XRP, is in a lawsuit with the SEC. That lawsuit has been dragging on for over a year and a half, and very often I get the question of, okay, why are you buying XRP if they can still lose? And are you certain that they'll win? Or why do you think they'll win? Or shouldn't you just sell that piece of garbage because they got sued? And to answer those questions, to me it's always very simple. I honestly think they'll win because I don't think they're a security, but also because, well, there's just so much shenanigans happening at the SEC. At some point, a judge has to find out about all these things. To give you a good example, right? There's this part of ethics, which is actually what this little post from Digital Asset Investor is about. Reminder, not one person in Congress has called for an investigation of the SEC and its potential criminal conflicts. Elections are coming though. So, Crypto Law shared a little bit earlier, did William Hindman commit a crime? Good question, very good question. He ignored the legal warnings from the SEC's ethics office and met with Simpson Thacher again and again. Simpson Thacher being the law firm he previously worked for, and obviously, if you worked for Simpson Thacher before, right now are working for the SEC, there can be a little bit of a conflict of interest if you meet with them again, because you might be now biased to kind of provide within the SEC what they would like. And since you're getting a lot of money from them still, well, that might be a little bit of an ethical problem. It's time for an investigation. People are wondering, why hasn't that happened? Honestly, this is one of the only reasons why I'd ever say there's a probability of Ripple losing. Just because there are so ridiculously many signs out there that the whole SEC's just alliance, or I guess commission, is just faulty from the get-go. Every single part of it is just strange and wrong and literally faulty. So the reason I say that they might lose is literally that if everything is broken, well, how about one other broken piece, right? How about the judge just rule everything with what the SEC wants because, well, apparently that's been going their way for a long time anyway. So Crypto Law said connect to Congress and demand your lawmakers to support an investigation. This has to do with the fact that you in the US, and I believe everywhere around the world, can actually help out to connect to your Congress and make sure that lawmakers have to go for an investigation, or rather, they don't have to, but you're increasing the likelihood by making sure that this is all put on their radar. The more representatives, I guess, that get this message saying, hey, we want the SEC to be investigated because this don't make no sense, the more likely it is that will actually happen. You can read a little bit more into the exact details below, for example. But it gets better, right? There's so ridiculous many pieces of it. For example, Eleanor Tourette from Fox shared this. Transcript from a December 2018 SEC oversight hearing where Jake Clayton, the previous head of the SEC, which now is Gary Gensler, testifying under oath, cites Bill Hindman's speech as a reference for market participants to evaluate whether a digital asset is a security. Now, where things get difficult is that the SEC is supposed to, and actually guys, this issue goes pretty deep, all right? There's so many layers of it. Let's read two of them. Layer one of things which are definitely wrong is that the SEC is made to protect US investors, right? It's there for that reason. Oh, I can think of so many reasons why it's all wrong. Let's say one is that it's meant for US investors, but funny enough, when the XRP holders, which are US investors, try to say, no, you're not protecting us by doing this, and they try to enter the lawsuit, they're saying, don't come into this lawsuit, don't protect yourself. We are protecting you, but we're kind of against you because we're going to hurt your money. Number two that I can think of is that the SEC is trying to get oversight over crypto when obviously it's not for them to decide, as these things are not securities. Point three, I guess, is that they're going after every single crypto out there already and naming these cryptos in lawsuits where they can't properly defend themselves. Some really big shenanigans. And another one here would be that they're literally lying to the judges. Like saying, for example, no, we gave market clearance, right? We told the market this, because this is the way in which things should work. And then later on saying, no, we never gave market guidance. And then later on saying, no, we did give market guidance, just look at it. Which of course the judge did not buy, but still they were trying it though. And it's crazy how much more can be found out, and it's been found out over the last couple of weeks/months. But honestly, things are just getting crazier and crazier every single time I get an update. For example, the Hindman Lin emails obtained by Empower US, which is an entity that is trying to basically get the power back to the people, right? And make sure that there's a lot of Freedom of Information Act done, where they're basically requesting information from the SEC which should be available to the public. The Hindman Lin emails obtained by Empower US are the most alarming I've seen. On the same day that Hindman's division replied to Lin about a client IPO, Hindman agreed to meet. Let me press pause. Hindman division replied to Lin about a client's IPO. Hindman agreed to meet privately, despite repeated warnings of his criminal financial conflict with Simpson Thacher. Did Hindman commit a crime? He ignored all the legal warnings about, again, the Simpson Thacher time and time again, and you can see a little video about that situation right here. For example, let's just watch a small part of this video. I'm not going to have sound, so I'm going to estimate where a good place would be to start and stop.
Corporation finance at the SEC. He fought to keep getting millions of dollars in payments from his old law firm, Simpson Thacher. But Hindman was warned by the ethics office it would be a crime to do anything that would affect Simpson Thacher. No meetings, no phone calls, or he'd be breaking criminal law. But Hindman...
The rest is quite self-explanatory, right? He just said that they meet up again and again. He ignored the warnings. He met up again and again and again. It's so crazy. But honestly, that's pretty much why I'm so bullish on the matter, right? There's two main scenarios. One, the SEC is going to win this one again. And listen carefully. The SEC can and might win this one again, where, of course, Ripple will try to overthrow it. But that would be another victory onto their little shish kebab. I don't know how the thing you call it in English, like the little... onto their, damn, how do you call that? Steak. That would be another victory onto their steak. Sure, it's possible. But that would basically mean they're just adding, to be honest with you, another little set of cards onto their already house of cards. But they're also adding a little bit of extra wind. All right, you understand that? So by winning this one, the challenging Ripple was adding some cards. Okay, that was kind of scary, because the more cards you add, the scarier it gets, because eventually the entire tower might crumble. But they tried anyway. And by going deeper and deeper and maybe eventually winning, they're adding a lot of stacks to their cards, but they're also adding a lot of wind now. Eventually, though, because they've added this much wind, that caused more and more wind to come along, or I guess the flames tore up to whatever the frick, pick something. Well, all of a sudden, at some point, it might all collapse. And then, honestly, at that point, I think a lot of the rules might be overturned, or the decisions are not going to be made by the SEC anymore, yada yada yada, because it's basically a scenario of, will the SEC's entity as a whole just crumble, because there's so many things going wrong at such a high level. But we'll see that eventually. I'm not really a theorist like that for all these deeper things, unless it goes to stuff I really fully can understand and see, right? We can all just agree, I think. It's not really speculation anymore. But a lot of the stuff which the SEC has been doing is just plain up childish, strange, and unprofessional, in my opinion. Or done for profit, which is also strange to me. But when it comes to XRP, yeah, I think they just made a big mistake suing them, going after them, when they gave Ethereum such a free pass. If they treated them all the same, I would have been less upset. But the fact that they went after XRP and kind of skipped a lot of others and just went after them saying, no, that one is bad, the rest is all kind of fine. Maybe they're not fine, but we're going after them later, and not just trying everything at once kind of as well. It's like, well, why don't you just go after like 7 companies at once? You say, hey, every single crypto except for Bitcoin is security. Deal with it, right? No, they couldn't do that. Why didn't they just make rules? No, they couldn't do that. All that leads me to believe if XRP does come out alive, which eventually it will, right? Maybe it's the first round, maybe it's the second round. We'll see. I think the spike is going to be pretty severe because it's going to be the first properly regulated crypto in the US, but it's also going to be the crypto that finally puts a little dent in the SEC's shenanigans. So I think a lot of FOMO will also be happening because of that, as it will get a ton of mainstream attention, as well as, again, all that happens at the exact same time. But yeah, that was it for today's video, guys. If you enjoyed it, make sure you press the like button and join my $10,000 giveaway. A link for that is down below. And I'll see you guys again in another crypto video later today. Realize I honestly expect XRP to easily hit $12 because of a win. which could happen within a year and a half or so. Pretty excited about this crypto.